Yearn, I have a problem. I wanted to stake my ETH in 2.0, but I don't have enough ETH.
Huh. You can cream it, Ceazor.
Cream it? I don't want to destroy my ETH.
No. Not cream it, cream it. Yeah. And I'll even give you a hand getting the cream a-flowing.
Hello and welcome to Ceazor's Snack Sandwich. Today we're on Ethereum taking a look at one of the test Yearn vaults. Today we're going to take a look at the Ice Creameth 2 vault. Now this is a test vault and the audits are nearly finished, so I wouldn't suggest you actually entering the vault through the test vault user interface, but you can if you want, because when the audits are finished, then they will migrate it to the regular website here into Vault, and you'll have to migrate your holdings over as well. So you can wait for this to happen, or you can jump in here right away and get some of these gains that are currently here. Okay, now it doesn't display anywhere in these test vaults what the APYs are, and they haven't all been calculated and stuff like that, but they're doing pretty good, based on what I've been told, at least, by the developer. So let's move into, first we're going to talk about how this vault works. You know, how the money is moving, what it's doing with your money and so forth, and what you need to do with a flowchart. After we go through the flowchart, I will go into each of the different protocols and show you, well, there's only one, but I'll go into it and I will show you how to do this vault manually if you were to decide you'd rather do it manually. Okay? So let's swing over to the flowchart and start there. Okay, so here we are on the flowchart, and so down in the corner here we have Bill. Dollar Bill here. He's got a few ETH in his pocket and he would like to enter them and he would like to stake them for ETH 2.0. He's heard about ETH 2.0 and he feels that he would like to contribute to the network in his own way. Now perhaps he doesn't have a lot of ETH, like he needs 32 ETH to stake for one staking node, or maybe he just doesn't feel that he wants to contribute 32 ETH to one node. So he has some other options. Okay, there are many options around, and this is just one of the options that you could take in order to take part in this kind of staking. Now usually they are some sort of pool where you would share your ETH with other people's ETH and put the 32 in together. So here's Bill. He's like, I want to contribute. So he goes over to Yearn.Finance and he stakes his ETH into the Yearn.Finance Cream ETH2 portal. Okay, I will show you that later, how to do that on the actual user interface. And he gets back some CREETH2 or Cream ETH2. Okay, I've made this little icon to signify Cream ETH2, but I think they have a different one. Okay, then after he's done that, the Cream will stick all the ETH into the staking portals. Okay, so they need to collect 32, and you will see that there's a bar that shows how much they've got and when they're ready to stake it in there. Now this is the part where you need to do your homework. I don't know exactly what system or which steps they are using to do this, because you can run your own node, you can borrow a node from someone, you can pay for a node online. You know, there's many ways to stake ETH into the ETH 2.0 through this portal. So you have to check into them. You have to look by yourself, do some homework. If this bothers you, if this question is on your mind, you should probably look into this if you want to take part. Okay, so remember, so these ETH go in there and they're locked in there. They're not coming back, at least until sometime 2021, at least, right? When 2.0 is ready, then these ETH will be able to be redeemed for these Cream ETH. Okay, you will be able to redeem the Cream ETH to get back your ETH and the gains that you've been getting by staking. Okay, so there's lots of videos about this aspect, about how much ETH you will get and for staking and so forth. You can search the web for that. So now he has this ETH in his wallet and he's happy because it's earning pretty good. I'll show you on the website. So over here, and what does he do? He goes over to Yearn and he finds that Cream ETH vault that I just showed you, and he sticks his Cream ETH into the vault. Now the developer has a strategy here on what to do with these Cream ETH. So he's got the Cream ETH and he supplies them to Cream. So Cream is also a borrow and lending platform. If you don't know what borrow and lending platforms are, you can watch this video up here. But basically it allows you to supply ETH to them, supply a token of any value, and borrow another token or the same token back. But in this case, this vault is supplying Cream ETH to Cream and borrowing back a maximum of 40%. Okay? So since they borrowed this back 40%, they might as well stick it back in again. Now they do this a few times, and every time it's different depending on how much Cream ETH is currently in there. And so it's about 2 times, 3 times, maybe 4 times. Okay? So they leverage it in here. Supply, borrow, supply, borrow, supply, borrow. Okay? So why would they want to do that? Well, because every time you supply, you get an APY, and every time you borrow, you have to pay an APY. But usually the borrow is going to be more than the supply. So why would they want to do that? This is why. Because whenever you borrow from Cream, in this case, you get Cream tokens. Okay, they're rewarding this pool. Okay, so whenever you borrow these Cream ETH, you're also getting Cream tokens. These are different. Okay. Cream tokens, they have some value, and these have things that you can do on the Cream platform as well. Okay, you can stake them, you can earn more Cream, you can sell them at the market. Okay, so that's what they do. They take those Cream ETH over to ETH or to Uniswap and sell them for ETH. So now they have a whole bunch of ETH, all these Cream turned into ETH. Now this is where the vault is helping you out. First, it's compounding with leverage, and it's automatically selling these. You would have to claim these, you'd have to pay to claim these, and then you would have to pay to sell them, you would have to pay to get them back. So we're sharing this gas fee. All these arrows cost gas, and we're sharing them. Okay, and then finally it's going to take that ETH over to Cream Swap and swap it back for more Cream ETH. And then when it has enough Cream ETH in here, again, maybe some more deposits, maybe this has grown, it'll start doing this leveraging thing again. So add more to this leverage thing. So that pretty much covers the strategy of the vault. It's pretty good. Okay, so let's swing over to the actual websites and take a look at how this looks manually. Okay, so here we are on Yearn.Finance's Cream ETH user interface. So Cream ETH over here, you go to Yearn.Finance. I'll put all these links in the description. You go to Cream ETH 2, and here's where you can stake your ETH for Cream ETH 2. So what you do, you take your ETH, you tell it how much ETH, it gives you back your Cream ETH 2. Now you have 2 options here. One, you can stake the actual Cream ETH for Cream ETH 2, or you can swap your ETH for Cream ETH 2. And this is basically what the vault is doing after it sells the Cream tokens. Remember I told you the Cream tokens get sold for ETH, the ETH gets sold for Cream ETH. They're using this to get those extra Cream ETH. Now what you could do, what it recommends you do is actually stake your ETH into Cream ETH, because you're then actually contributing to ETH 2.0 instead of just buying other people's contributions. Okay, now there's a link down here that says why stake for Cream ETH 2. So let's click on that and see what's in there. It's a kind of simple doc. It's pretty short, you can read it, but let's highlight these 3 points here. In short, stake ETH to get rewards from ETH 2 migration. So that's talking about the actual ETH rewards from the 2.0 when it's launched. And then here, use proof token Cream ETH as collateral to borrow assets, which is exclusive to Cream. So that's what the vault is doing. It's lending its Cream ETH and actually just borrowing more Cream ETH. So you could do that if you wanted. And the other option here is stake Cream ETH into the Cream reward pool. Now, this is no longer active, but I'll show it to you anyways. So let's go over to here, lending and borrowing, the first option, or the second option, right? The second one on this list right here, number 2. And that is you come down here and you lend. So you lend, you supply, and then you collateralize it. So you're going to need 3 transactions for this. So you'll get your 5% every APY, and you'll have Cream ETH 2 in here earning this interest. Now what the vault is doing is then turning around and borrowing directly this right here, and then sticking more the stuff they borrow right back in, borrow, lend, borrow, lend. I don't remember how many times. Like I said, it's not the same every time, but the 40% of borrow, like if you lend this, you can only borrow 40%. So that's kind of caps out how far they can go down that leverage hole, right? So that pretty much covers that. And if you go to rewards down here, so here it is, inactive pools, cream ETH2. You could have before stuck it in here and gained some cream, but that's no longer active. But there is one more option that's not in the docs, and that is you could start to supply to this LP, this one here. You could supply to this WETH, cream ETH, the one that's being used for the swaps in the vault, and you can then stick the LP in here and gain 16% cream tokens. Okay, now this is where you would collect your cream tokens, and then you would take them to Uniswap and sell them manually, like I said. So that pretty much covers the ETH, or the cream protocol, what's happening inside there. Now let's take a look at who is the guy who did it. Okay, so if you come here to the user interface, you'll find down here this guy here. So you click this, you go to his Twitter. Okay, he also has a blog where he talks about stuff that he's interested in. You can check out his blog, read his blog, and find out what he's talking about. Okay, and the last thing I want to mention is this box mining. Where is it? All the way up at the top. This box mining Ethereum 2.0 guide. If you watch this video, it's like 25 minutes. You'll have a much better understanding of what's going on, about how Cream is sticking this into ETH 2.0. I believe that they're using a similar method that he talks about in his video. Okay, I could be wrong, could be right. You do your homework and you find out what you understand. Okay, so that pretty much covers it. Thanks for watching, and I hope this has been helpful. Goodbye. Hello, thank you so much for watching, and if you'd like to support the channel, there are a few ways you can help me out a lot. Number one is I have a Gitcoin grant. This is a pretty unique way to help out. Basically, the way this system works is if you supply me with any kind of donation, then the protocol itself will also match your donation with like an increasing amount the more and the more the people donate to me. So for example, if you were to give me 1 DAI, the protocol will give me 4 DAI, which is great, you know, so your 1 DAI can go a long way. So please feel free to come here and check this out. You know, link to this will be in the description. Another way you could support me is by going to YGift, link in the description. And here, where this says collect, for me, it would say tip. You tip this, and you could give me some YUSD if you want. And that would definitely help me out quite a bit. Another way you could support me is you could check out my Rarible store and purchase an NFT. Now, the best kind of support is just you watching my videos and liking them and subscribing. So if you did that, thanks so much for doing that, and goodbye.